Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is the continuation of Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Did you know, Bertrum, that I met Mega Man myself recently? Yes, I mean the chap's in his 40s now. You know, has a glass eye, walks with a bit of a limp. So I decided to follow him, see where he went. Luckily for me, he visited the local gentleman's toilets. And when he was urinating in that hole-in-the-wall thing, I thought I would just have a little peek, see what Mega Man is packing. But as it turns out, Bertrum, he's not so much a Mega Man. Okay. For the last time, Bertrum, you are not a monkey. Therefore, you are not allowed to throw poo at me. Okay? And another...
OCG, I think the toilet's blocked again.
Be quiet, Bertrum. Can't you see I'm trying to watch the news here?
Oh, is it interesting? I've never seen the news.
Oh yes, very interesting, Bertrum. It usually features some of my favorite things, including stories of violence and of sexual misconduct. In fact, instead of me telling you about it, why don't we sit down and watch the news together?
Must we? I was going to go watch an episode of Peppa Pig.
Yes, Bertram, we must. And who knows? We might grow as friends through, watching the news together.
Oh, okay. Good evening. This is the news. I am News, the newsman. Tonight's top story. A man has been arrested in Dorset, suspected of being a Scooby-Doo villain. Brian Marston had apparently been trying to scare the residents of a local nursing home while dressed up as a giant penis. Mr. Masterson was only unmasked when one of the residents' grandchildren caught him, in their words, going pee-pee. When asked to comment on his arrest, Mr. Masterson turned and said, in a very proud voice, that he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids. In other news, a woman has been arrested under suspicion of breastfeeding her husband in the middle of a McDonald's restaurant. When asked to comment on why she was breastfeeding her husband, the woman, who shall be called Anonymous, simply...
How unprofessional, Bertram. I've never seen a newsman laugh at one of his own stories.
Yes, indeed. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. It might have sounded like I was laughing at the news story of the woman breastfeeding her husband, but it was, in fact, technical difficulties. So, when the woman was asked to comment on why she was breastfeeding her husband, she simply stated that McDonald's did not have any milk, and her husband is partial to a glass of milk. Now, let's hear about today's weather from the Weatherman. Go ahead, Weatherman.
Right, we can turn this off now, Bertram.
Don't you want to hear about the weather?
Oh, no, Bertram. Let's just do what we're supposed to be doing and concentrating on this game.
Isn't it amazing that somehow the game has been playing itself while we did this whole comedic skit bit?
Yes, Bertram, remarkable. In fact, I suppose now's as good a time as any, but I've actually employed some help who is actually going to play the video games just whilst we go off on these kind of tangents where we do comical skits and the like.
Oh, you haven't introduced us?
Well, that's because, well, you see, the thing is, Bertram, in order for me to employ this individual, I had to somehow convince them that I was living completely alone.
So you didn't tell them about me?
No, Bertram, sadly not. So, when this new employee of mine, comes over to play the video games, while we go off on our comedic skits, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, I would like for you to go into the closet and close the door, and not make a peep. Not even stick your head out until said employee has left.
Does this employee have a name?
What are you talking about, Bertram? I've already told you their name.
Have you?
Yes! Employee!
Oh!
You know, Bertram,
Yes, OCG?
I have absolutely the worst job in the world.
Ahoy to you.
Really, OCG?
How's the
Yes,
outside?
Bertram.
You guys having fun?
Now let me tell you why.
We went to Nele
I
Island,
spent
met lettuce, on the
all
road.
day
The
playing
cats
video
showed me all
games.
kinds of cool
Every
stuff, too.
single second of every single minute of every single
yeah,
hour
plenty.
of the entire
Oh, did you know
24-hour
those
day,
too?
I
Those are just
spent
fun.
playing video games.
Well,
Doesn't that
actually,
sound like a bloody
Remember those pirates and
nightmare?
stuff?
Um,
I guess there's a few still
no,
on the island.
not really.
What?
Well, it
They
is.
are?
'Tis
Yeah,
an
but they don't cause too
absolute,
much trouble without their
unmitigated
cannons.
nightmare.
They're just...
While all of my
They're just
beloved
off against the
viewers...
taking of ship.
You mean all four of them?
Careful.
Shut up, Bertram! Why all of my beloved viewers
Only you,
are out
Captain.
there working 9 to 5 or 10 to 6 to feed their families or
Seriously?
buy a new car
You're
or
a Goro too?
go and see a prostitute or
Goro
take
Magic.
their mistresses on
Are
holiday
you all gonna stay a
or
No,
buy
quick stop.
1,527 Krispy Kreme donuts,
Aw, okay.
while
But you can
you,
at least stay for
the
dinner.
average person,
You
the
might not
commoners,
feel it right
are
now.
out working,
But see,
slaving
Papa, it's
away in
allowed.
probably some
you got a
piece
point.
of shit
well, they can hear
office
tonight.
somewhere,
Set
or
out in the morning.
working as a
Hear that,
bin
Noah?
man,
You'll
or
follow your
in
captain's orders.
McDonald's, or working
I
in
can
a
count on you
bank,
to keep them safe,
or
right?
working
Yes,
as a
ma'am.
teacher in a
Sure.
school, while you're out there slaving away, giving your blood, sweat, and tears. I am here, playing video games. I know, you want to feel sorry for me, but I tell you, don't, dear viewer. Do not give me your sympathy. I don't deserve it. You are out there doing awful work, like working in McDonald's, working in a bank, etc., etc. And I'm here playing video games all day long. And I'm here to tell you that it's an absolute unmitigated nightmare. If you think your job is bad, then I want you to just think of what I do all day long. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I am playing bloody video games.
Are you being sarcastic, OCG?
No, Bertram, I am not being sarcastic. I'm telling you right here, right now, that I have the worst job in the world. Even people that clean toilets don't have as bad a job as I do. Even nurses who work in nursing homes and
clean up after old geriatric people that shit themselves while watching daytime television. I'm telling you that even as bad as that job is, mine is 1,000 times worse. I have the worst job in the world. I sit here all day long playing video games while you're out there earning money for your bloody children and your bloody relatives and saving up to buy a new bloody car or whatever you're doing. I'm here playing video games, sitting on my fat backside in front of my rather large television. Or monitor, if you're a PC gamer. So I'm sitting here in front of my large television. Monitor, if you're a PC gamer, doing absolutely nothing but playing video games, drinking gin, eating as much as I'm content to do so from the relative safety of my home. And you're out there working. And I just want to tell you, dear viewer, that I have the worst I'm sorry. I couldn't keep it going, Bertram. I couldn't hold it in.
I knew you were joking.
Of course I'm joking, Bertram. Worst job in the world. I have the best job in the world. And all you stupid people out there, you all have the worst jobs in the world. You all want to be me. You all want to be in my shoes and do nothing but play video games all day. But you can't, because you all have fucking children and fucking families and mistresses and holidays and all that bollocks. I get to sit here and think only of myself.
Andy.
Yes, and you. I occasionally think about you, mostly how I'm going to throw you out of the window, or how I'm going to poison your dinner, or how I'm going to make your sleeping arrangements even more uncomfortable than they are. But yes, you do occasionally enter my mind, Bertram.
So what have we learned today, OCG?
That you all suck, and I'm the best.
If you say so. Wait a minute. This game doesn't look like Crash Bandicoot.
Well done, Bertram. Have a gold star and a complimentary pat on the head. This is indeed not Crash Bandicoot.
But you promised we could play Crash Bandicoot.
I did no such thing.
Yes you did. Right before you got abducted by aliens, and then sued them for prodding your backside in a very inappropriate way.
Abducted? Aliens? Very? Bertram, could you have been dreaming?
Oh yeah, I was dreaming.
Well, that explains it.
Do you remember when you got cursed by that gypsy woman and your pee-pee fell off? What was her name again? You know, the ugly bitch that cursed you.
Wasn't it your mother?
Oh yeah, it was. So, are we gonna play Crash Bandicoot now?
In the name of Isaac Newton and his shriveled genitals. We discussed this already. I never said we would play Crash Bandicoot.
Yes you did. Right before you were
Abducted by aliens. Yes, you dreamt that, Bertram. Remember?
Oh yeah. Is this game scary?
Well, I would say it's more silly than scary.
Oh, well, at least that begins with an S too.
Good job seeing the positive side, Bertram.
In a way, I'm glad it's that scary. I don't really feel up to washing any more of your soiled boxer shorts.
I resent that. I actually wear Y-fronts. Damn it. What the hell am I supposed to be doing in this game?
I went to hell once.
No, you didn't.
Yes I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes I did. No, actually, I didn't.
I thought so.
If you were to make a video game, what would you call it, OCG?
I would call my video game Jesus Christ in Nail Me to the Cross Again and see what you get, motherfucker.
Oh, haha!
Yes, I am bloody hilarious.
Offensive too.
Very. I once gave Gordon the Goofy Gorilla an enormous wedgie and drew a penis on his head while he was sleeping.
Oh, whatever happened to Gordon the Goofy Gorilla?
Well, I believe he was shot by the hunter out of Jumanji.
Oh no!
Don't be too sad, Bertram. He was turned into a wonderful rug.
Oh, that's not any better. Now people can walk all over him.
People were always walking over Gordon, especially that wife of his, Petra, the professional prostitute.
Speaking of professional prostitutes, can we watch Star Wars later?
What the hell does professional prostitutes have to do with Star Wars?
Because, some professional prostitutes like Star Wars?
Ah, you know, I've never been much of a Star Wars fan, but Star Horse, well, that's much more my thing.
Well, that's because you're a pervert.
How have you known that I am the latest in a long line of perverts, Bertram? My father was a pervert. My grandfather was a pervert. My great-great-grandfather was a pervert. My great-great-great-grandfather...
Was a pervert?
No. Surprisingly, he was an artist.
Oh!
Yes. Apparently, he was quite shit. Did you know, Bertram, that I have a black belt in karate? I am a master of ninjutsu. I have studied taekwondo. I have a degree in bitch slapping. But for some bizarre reason, I still punch like this.
How fast can this thing go?
Oh. Huh.
The view from the rolling waves, lapping against the ship.
I'm like a geriatric with constipation. Look again, Bertram.
Well, I won't lie to you. Still, there are certain situations that naturally lend themselves to a good
You
trip.
see what I'm saying? And don't even get me started.
What situations are these?
Bertram,
Okay.
did you know that somewhere in the world, at this exact moment, there is a woman touching herself and thinking about
Live stadium and beer in hand.
him?
Man, I'd love
And
to-
also, in another corner of the world, Bertram, did you know that there is a man currently touching himself and thinking about
for a job
him?
OCG, didn't you have an affair with a Smurf once?
No. You're getting confused about that time I had an illicit encounter with one of the Care Bears.
Oh!
I do enjoy those old children's shows. Oh, speaking of children, please remember, dear viewer, that this playthrough is most definitely not for children. So, don't let me catch any of you children out there watching this.
So, as I was saying,
What if you can't tell they're a child?
party after you
Do you mean if a child is wearing a false mustache?
so exciting you might even say it's better than
yes.
the treasure itself. I guess I could understand that.
I don't know.
I figured it'd be in the first place.
Where did the child acquire the false
After
mustache?
a big argument with Luana.
They bought it from a man selling false mustaches
so
on the
tough.
streets.
I could never get over it.
Ah, well, then
Every time
provided
we
the
had a fight,
child
she
is
refused to
wearing
talk to me
a
for
false
days. I
mustache,
get it now.
they can watch this playthrough.
Be number one.
What if they're wearing a false beard?
I'll get back to you on that one. I must say, Bertrum, this game is pretty as a picture.
What picture?
Most likely a picture of Ava Green.
With clothes on or off?
Oh, definitely off.
Oh yeah, that is a pretty picture. You don't have a copy of that picture by any chance, do you?
I have 1,246 pictures of Ava Green, and you can't have any of them.
Oh, what would a video game based on us be called?
Reuben Crowley and Bertram Butler. Ass to mouth.
Oh dear.
No, actually, scratch that.
How about Reuben Crowley and Bertram Butler, guilty as charged?
Oh no. Oh no, no. That's bollocks, Bertram.
Well, it's better than ass to mouth.
Nothing is better than ass to mouth. Actually, scratch that.
Oh, I forgot to ask, but how many subscribers do we have now on here?
Not bloody enough.
I told you before, OCG. We need to expand our repertoire. Make videos on more niche subjects.
For the last time, Bertram, I am not making videos of myself showering.
Oh, but it would be hilarious. You have a very, odd body shape.
I'm going to forget you just said that, Bertram. You know, Bertram, I procured this game for free. And I definitely did not shoplift it from my local game. Nope, absolutely not. You know, I haven't seen value for money like that since I got 75% off at my local massage establishment.
Isn't that a brothel?
Yes, Bertram, it is. Why don't you say it a little louder? I don't think my wife quite heard you.
Isn't that a brothel?
I was being sarcastic, you crumbly biscuit.
Oh. So tell me, how did you get 75% off?
Ah, well, my lady of choice had recently been in an unfortunate helicopter accident and was now simply a head on a stick.
Oh.
She had a mouth on her, I can tell you. Ha ha ha.
And not much else it would seem. Doesn't your wife disagree with this little hobby of yours?
Well, she doesn't know. My first wife found out, so I did the natural thing and plotted to murder her.
And did you succeed in killing her, I mean?
Sadly, not. The stupid woman managed to flush herself down the toilet before I got the chance to put my plan into action.
How does one flush themselves down the toilet?
Well, it's more common than you might think, Bertrum. Though usually just with small people. I heard Peter Dinklage had a close call while taking a toilet break on the set of Game of Thrones. Why aren't you laughing, Bertrum? What are you doing?
I thought I saw a raisin on the ground, so I ate it.
And?
It was actually one of Bertie's poo-poos.
Remind me again. Who is Bertie?
My mouse.
I hope that's not a euphemism.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's a... You know what? Never mind. Oh yes, Bertie, that thing you keep in your pockets.
That thing is called Bertie. It's like Bertrum, but it's not.
Thank you for educating me on that, Bertrum. Could you and your mouse please pay attention? How are you supposed to laugh at my jokes if you keep getting distracted with raisins?
It was a poo-poo. At least I think it was.
You leave the thinking to me, Bertrum. I'm the brains in this operation. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm just off to stick my fingers in a wall socket. I've run out of coffee, and I need a little boost. Ow! That hurts. Ow! That hurts. Ow! That hurts.
You heard him, dear viewer. He's the brains of the operation.
Shut up, Bertrum, and telephone me an ambulance. I appear to have electrocuted myself.
What about the stream?
Oh yes. Well, let's finish the stream first.
Is this a horror game?
This is as much a horror game as I am a relatively normal human being, who most certainly does not keep his wife in a cage in the basement. Most horror games these days have you running away from a wanker in a Halloween costume.
I had to play hide and seek with a wanker last Halloween.
But you played that with me.
Oh!
Wanker indeed. Ha!
Well, at least you're a well-dressed wanker.
Yes, 'tis true. 'Tis true. So, to answer your question, Bertrum, this is not a horror game. There is a distinct lack of blood.
Oh, that's a shame. You do love blood.
Yes, quite. Ever since that chap with the pointy teeth gave me that unattractive love bite on my neck, I've had such a craving for the stuff.
Oh no! You're turning into an umpire!
I think you mean a vampire.
Oh!
And never mention anything related to sports in my presence again. The only thing I hate more than games that don't let you customize your genitals is sports.
Noted.
Before we carry on with the playthrough, here's a message from our sponsor.
We have a sponsor?
We do. I promised Edwin I'd let him say a few words.
Edwin? As in your perverted brother, Edwin? The man who holds the Guinness World Record for the longest sustained erection?
36 years and counting. Yes. So, without much further ado, may I present my brother, Edwin Wagster. Oh, thank you, brother. I'll spank. Oh, I mean, thank you later. So, dear viewer, I'm going to tell you my foolproof strategy to conquering any beat-em-off, I mean beat-em-up game. Are we ready? That's what she said. Ho, ho, ho. Now, to conquer any beat-em-off, I mean beat-em-up game, all you have to do is treat your controller like a beautiful woman. Yes. Hit random buttons and magic will happen. Now, if you'll excuse me, Mustache, I've got a date with a juggler, and I hear he has a lovely set of balls. Ho, 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 oh my, oh no, oh my. My brother Edwin, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, he scares me.
Oh, don't worry, Bertram. Just, never turn your back on him and your rear will be safe.
What?
Oh, nothing. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Bertram. Edwin will be coming to stay with us for a while.
And the crew of the
why?
Oh, I don't know. Something about him being on the run or hiding or some other nonsense. I said he could sleep in your bed, Bertram.
Oh no!
Oh yes.
Oh no!
Oh yes.
Oh
That's
no!
only because I happen to see an
That's quite enough of that.
Been a long time since you kept me out.
Why does your brother have a different surname than you?
Well, you see, because Edwin took his wife's surname.
What? He's married?
Think the
Who the hell would marry him?
Well, he's not married in the conventional sense. You see, Edwin was the first man in history to marry his own scrotum.
His scrotum has a name?
Oh, yes.
In recognition of the
Wilhelmina
Golden
Wagster.
Queen Michelle hereby
Willie,
issues you this
for
crown.
short.
Oh, I'm sorry I asked
Please,
now.
Jason.
Oh, I meant to tell you, OCG, but you offended me earlier when you said, something offensive
I am
about
Queen
me.
Michelle's right hand and humble
I'm
servant.
sorry, Bertram.
Name's
I'll tell you a joke to make you feel better.
Supposed to be back home in
No,
Honolulu.
there's really no
What's she
need.
doing here?
I insist.
Kids.
So, what do you call
You were
a
saying this was some kind of
Terminator
permit?
prostitute?
See if it doesn't open some doors for you around Mad
I don't
Atlantis.
know, OCG.
It's worth noting
What do
status
you
is
call a
everything in
Terminator
Paradise. prostitute?
prostitute?
Those in good standing. are
I'll
awarded a
bear
crown.
back.
Precisely how I like it. You see, that place is very near and dear to me.
I don't
I
get
long
it.
for nothing more than
You
to see
know,
those stars
instead
on
of
the rise.
I'll
Surely you can
be
understand,
back,
yes?
it's I'll bear back.
I may be so bold.
You know,
Your own Mortimer has
because
recently placed a bounty
prostitutes
on our captain's
often
head.
offer
If it pleases
bareback,
Your Highness,
which
ask that it be lifted.
means you
Who do you
don't
think you
need
are, dragging a
protection.
queen into your petty little mess?
Protection?
I'll say it again.
Like a
Keep your ass in
gun?
line.
No, you moron, like a corn.
Mortimer has
You know what?
defeated it.
Never mind. 'Twas a very funny
The
joke.
Queen knows you came here from
I
nowhere.
was watching a documentary this morning,
There's a secret
OCG,
Something
and
big.
apparently the world is ruled over by lizard
You've got pretty
people.
good footing on
Is
Narrow
that
Island.
true,
You come and go as you
OCG?
please.
That's correct, Bertram. That is correct. But, let's just keep the fact that I just said that
Something you
between
perhaps
us.
have to share with the rest
I
of the
can't
panel.
bear to get locked up in that asylum again.
Than that.
Oh, yes.
Must be
You
important.
told me horror stories about that place.
Apologies, Master
Oh,
Wayne.
yes, yes.
You
The
see,
food
sometimes
was
when a man catches my
nightmarish.
eye, I just can't help but entice him.
Didn't you also say you
I
were
remember you
forced
tried
to
to entice
perform
me.
fellatio?
Well,
Good
that's
Lord,
simply because I know
no,
my place.
no. I befriended a guard
Forgive my
called
boldness.
Horatio.
Oh, oops, sorry.
And I wasn't forced to perform fellatio. I did it willingly, in exchange for a bottle of gin.
Oh, you dirty swine.
No, not wine. Gin. Gin. G-I-N. Gin. Not wine. Gin. Nothing like wine. Not red wine. Not white wine. Just gin. Gin. Are you understanding me, Bertram? I am talking about gin. Bertram. You've fallen asleep again, haven't you? Bastard.
Do you like retro-inspired platformer games, OCG? You know, games like Shovel Knight and, Curse of the Moon?
No. And let me tell you why, Bertram. So, here is OCG's guide to why all retro 8-bit platformers are absolute arse. Or bollocks. Whichever you prefer. Number 1. Knockback. Enemies can knock you back and cause your character to fall into an instant death pit or spikes. Knockback can go to hell. Number 2. Bosses with seemingly infinite life bars. You have to beat on these bastards harder than an obsessive compulsive masturbator. The boss fights can go to hell. Number 3. Opposite to the problem with the boss fights, often our playable character dies in only a few hits, and is often as soft as I am watching the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy.
Oh, that's an erection joke.
You're absolutely right, Bertram. Well done, you. So, playable characters that die in a few hits can go to hell. Number 4. Sequences when you ride a hover bike. Does anyone remember Battletoads? Need I say more? Hover bike sequences can go to hell. Number 5. My wife. Now this has nothing to do with video games. I really hate my wife. My wife can go to hell. Number 6. The stupid 80s Pac-Man level sound effects when you find health or a power pickup.
What sound effects?
You know. Ping. Boing.
Oh, I understand.
Good. So the bing sound effects can go to hell. Number 7. I don't have a number 7. Number 8. The same as number 7. Number 9. Enemies that fire projectiles at you constantly.
Oh yeah, they annoy me. there was this one time, I was playing Ninja Gaiden, and...
Shut up, Bertram! So, enemies that fire projectiles can go to hell! And finally, number 10. To throw a grenade, you have to press 2 bloody buttons. Usually up on the D-pad and another button. Not only is this annoying, but what if you only had one finger on your hand? You would be fucked. And that's why I hate retro-inspired platformer game, things. Does that answer your question, Bertram?
Yes?
Did you know, Bertram, that I first played this game when I was no taller than Peter Dinklage?
Oh, wow! And how tall are you now?
Can't you tell? You're looking at me, you idiot!
Oh, yeah! This is embarrassing. Beam me up, Scotty.
Beam me up! Have you been watching Star Trek again?
No.
Bertram!
But I love it!
I told you what happened to me when I attended that Star Trek convention in 1993, didn't I?
Yes?
I can't even look at a Klingon without having traumatic flashbacks.
Remind me what he did again.
Well, it was 1993. I was in attendance at a Star Trek convention in the great city of London. I brought a guest with me. 'Twas my favorite teddy bear.
What was he called?
He was called It Rubs the Lotion on Its Skin.
And did he have a surname?
Yes, it was, or else it gets the hose again. But I just called him Bill for short. Anyway, long story short, I accidentally dropped Bill, and as I reached down to retrieve him, a bloody Klingon appeared from nowhere, trampled Bill, and then just walked away.
Oh, bastards!
Bill was in tatters, clinging to life. I attempted to administer CPR, but the damage was done. Bill died in my arms.
And that's why you hate Star Trek?
Yes, I have never recovered from Bill's death.
I'm surprised your mother didn't buy you a new teddy bear.
She did. That same day, in fact.
Then what's the problem?
Well, I've never thought of it like that before. You're right, Bertram.
Does that mean I can watch Star Trek now?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it would appear that a vampire has just crawled into my room and bitten me, somewhere out of sight. Now, while I attend to that, Bertram here will take over the stream and entertain you the only way he knows how. By talking bollocks.
Okay, play the game. OCG, am I supposed to commentate? OCG, it's in the title. So, nice weather we've been having. No, not really actually. So, I'm Bertram, but you already knew that. I like singing, gaming obviously, but I'm also fond of a long walk. Well, I used to be before I Well, you know. Do you think being set on fire would be painful? I mean, I've been electrocuted, beaten, fallen down the stairs, broken every bone in my body, being run over, being bitten by a badger, drowned, suffocated, being asphyxiated, which is the same as suffocated, it just sounds fancier. I've been thrown, mutilated, stabbed, shot, winded, assaulted, cut in half, cut into quarters, glued back together, tied up, hoisted, hung, hanged, strangled, mugged, glassed. But I've never been set on fire. So, do you think it's painful? Oh, look, OCG is back.
What are you talking about, you miserable pile of bones and bad fashion?
Oh, thank God you're back. Here, take the bloody controller and play your game.
You know, Bertram, I'm so glad modern RPGs are slowly starting to become more action-focused. Goodbye, turn-based battles. I'll miss you as much as I miss my Uncle Fredrickson.
Oh, did he die?
Oh, don't worry, Bertram. We won't be attending his funeral. He was a prick. Oh, I wish it was 2004. I was so much younger then. It was also the year I remember fondly as the year I lost my virginity for the second time to a sadomasochist in a gorilla costume. 'Twas a Halloween party.
Oh, what did you dress up as that year?
Your mother, which meant I had a blonde wig, wrote the word whore on my forehead, and wore the smallest pair of fake breasts known to man.
Oh, you're cruel.
It took you this long to figure that out, Bertram. So I said to him, "Look here, Governor. I in absolutely no way wish to have sex with your wife. For two reasons, actually. Number one, she's not incredibly attractive. Number two, the woman is a bloody zombie. Now, personally, sir, I don't know about you, but I prefer my women to have a little more meat on their bones." And do you know what he said to me then, Bertram? "Just wait till you get a bloody load of this." He said, Bertram, what are you doing with that copy of Resident Evil 2?
I was going to play it.
Oh.
These assholes. Why would Polycana want to kidnap me?
I'll make the jokes around here, Bertram. Put that disc down before you cut your own throat with it or something.
Oh, that only happened once.
Now, forgive me if I sound distracted, dear viewer. I am currently spying on my wife as she takes a walk in the garden with a man that I believe to be her lover.
I think they're kissing.
Be quiet, Bertram. If they hear you, the game is up.
Sorry.
What are you doing now?
Eating a sandwich?
Fine. Do it quietly. I can't see bloody anything.
Where are your glasses?
You stood on them, remember?
Oh, that's right. I don't know why I'm happy about that.
Because you take pleasure in my pain, apparently. Wait, what's my wife doing now?
I think she's urinating.
You sure it's gonna get us
That
where we
woman
need to
has
go?
absolutely no pride.
We're heading in
Keep
the right
your
direction.
eyes peeled, Bertram. Bertram, are you now urinating?
I forgot to go before we left.
What's wrong with you people? We are gentlemen.
So this is what the other
Gentlemen
side
do
looks
not
like.
urinate
Believe it or not,
outdoors.
this was once
Damn
the
it!
heart of the
Now
island.
I need to go. Forgive me, dear
The
viewer.
years haven't been kind. seeing as
Wait.
it's only
I think
functional
they're
feature of the
kissing now.
shipyard.
Let me see. Let me
Where did
see,
this
you
door come
idiot.
from?
They're not
This
kissing.
wasn't here the last time
Can't
I
you see
came.
that machete?
open?
The chap has
Not a
obviously
chance.
stabbed
Won't even
her.
budge. Damn it. Did we come
should
all
we
this way
help
just to hit
her?
a dead end? Cool your jets. Might
No,
have found
let's not
something
do
handy.
that. You know, Bertram, I
Sorry,
was
isn't it, to
abducted
climb up
by
and
aliens
beyond the
once. Yes,
Sit tight. I'm gonna
quite
give
a
it a
few
shot.
years ago now. And let me just say that the anal probing that everyone seems to have a problem with, it really wasn't that bad.
Which you saw.
And I'll tell you another thing. Oh, bugger me with a monument.
OCG.
Yes, Bertram?
Why are you dressed like that?
Steady.
Well, Bertram, I thought that since we're going to be talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles today, I thought that I would dress myself like a teenager. Why? Do you not approve of my attire?
You look like someone's very uncool uncle.
Shut up, Bertram! Anyway, did I tell you about the story of the turtle and the hare, Bertram?
I don't think so.
Well, you see, the turtle, my dear manservant, turned out to be a serial killer. So he cut up the hare, put parts of his body in the microwave, and cooked him. Isn't that a lovely story, Bertram?
Not really. What are you doing?
Well, isn't it obvious, Bertram? Can't you see that I have clearly died, and I'm waiting for the Grim Reaper to come and take my soul to heaven?
Really?
No, not really, Bertram. We're still waiting for this bloody lighting technician to get here. When did you say he should arrive? He was supposed to be here 6 hours ago.
Lighting technician?
Yes, you know the one you were supposed to call today.
Today?
You did
Sorry for the
call
wait.
the
Let's get a move on.
lighting technician, didn't you,
Right
Bertram?
on, Captain.
Of course. Just give me 1 minute.
Bertram?
Might have made too much noise, huh?
Bertram!
And some
Where are you
enemies, it
going?
seems.
Get back!
Right on
You
schedule.
call the lighting technician.
Let's do this.
I bet that's exactly what's going on here. Why am I talking to myself? So, Bertram, you previously asked me in our last session, how does one spot a zombie? So, I've done a little bit of research, just for your benefit, Bertram. And I have here 3 ways that you can conclusively identify if someone is a zombie or not. Number 1, they will have a bad use of the English language.
Coming after us.
Now please, Bertram, do not
about that after
confuse
we
a
save
zombie
Let's
with a
go.
drunk Scottish person. I mean, I can see how it could be confusing, but they will often speak, how can I demonstrate? They'll make lots of, noises. Now, would you like me to repeat that, Bertram? They'll make lots of, noises, often combined with this gesture, or perhaps this gesture, or this gesture, maybe even this gesture. But the thing that will give away that it's a zombie will be the... Okay, number 2. They will have awful personal hygiene. Yes, no doubt they will smell similar to something like the armpits of a fat Xbox fanboy. Or like that little bit of skin between your genitals and your anus. Yes. Number 3. They will have a penchant for brains. And what that means, Bertram, is they like to eat brains. So you'll be perfectly safe should a zombie apocalypse ever befall us. So, they will make noises like, they will have bad hygiene, and they like eating brains. So, I hope you took that all in, Bertram, because there'll be a test next, You know, Bertram, I consider myself to be something of a psychic.
A psycho?
No, Bertram, not a psycho, a psychic. It means that I can read people's thoughts, predict the future, that kind of thing. So, for example, I know that in exactly 3 seconds, I am going to urinate in my underwear. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. And there we are. Psychic, just like I said. And another thing. Do you remember Rayman, Bertram?
Oh, I don't like Rayman.
Why?
He stole my last chocolate bar.
Bertram, have you been drinking the bleach again? You know as well as I do that Rayman is not real. Therefore, he could not have stolen your last chocolate bar.
But I saw him. It was the middle of the night, so I couldn't get a good look at him, but he was standing by the fridge, and he was completely naked.
That was me, Bertram.
It was?
Yes?
Why were you naked?
Well, you see, I often like to take raw meat from the fridge and rub it against my body.
I see. Have you been drinking the bleach again?
Shut up, Bertram. The point is, Rayman is not real. He is a video game character. Ooh, that reminds me. Lara Croft is coming round later to clean the conservatory. Oh, did you hear, Bertram? Apparently Barney the dinosaur is now a raging drug addict.
Oh my! You take drugs, don't you, OCG?
I don't think an omeprazole and the occasional drop of heroin in my coffee classes as taking drugs.
Don't you also take Viagra?
Yes, I do. But not for the reasons you might think. You have seen my mutant of a wife after all.
Then why do you take Viagra?
Well, you see, ever since this bloody pandemic started, I have been so paranoid to open doors with my hands. So, instead, I pop a Viagra and let my Colonel Mustard do the work for me.
You open doors with your erection?
Well, you don't have to put it so graphically.
What if you have to pull the door open?
Well, no fear there. My Colonel Mustard is very flexible. Sturdy, too.
Oh my!
Quite. I must say, Bertram, this game we're playing is as pretty as a picture.
Any picture in particular?
A picture of my Aunt Violet showering, touching herself in secret places.
What?
A picture of Rip Torn eating a toasted bagel with mayonnaise leaking out of the sides. Ha ha.
I think Rip Torn is dead.
Oh, haha, even better.
What?
Nothing. Do you know who else is pretty as a picture, Bertram? Lena Headley, who you might remember as Cersei from Game of Thrones. Did you know, Bertram, that her son in that show was played by Peter Dinklage?
I think he was her brother.
Bollocks! No man could be that small. He was clearly playing a child, wasn't he?
I'm afraid not.
Good lord. Good lord. Whatever next? An all-female version of Ghostbusters?
That's already been done. Back in 2016, in fact.
Good lord. Good lord. Let's move on before I say good lord again.
You just did.
Shut up, Bertram. Did I tell you I had to hide in a toilet last night to get away from some of our fans, Bertram?
Oh, I used to do that.
You used to do what?
Hide in toilets.
Oh, because you were being pursued by our fans?
No. I used to play a lot of hide and seek with my drunk Uncle Rupert.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if he found me, he would tickle my belly button and stick his finger up my...
Yes, that's nice, Bertram. Moving on. Get me a coffee, Bertram.
We don't have any coffee.
Okay, then get me a Coca-Cola.
We don't have any Coca-Cola.
Okay, a glass of water will do.
Again.
Then what the hell do we have?
A 6-month-old bottle of gin with remnants of a cheese toasty at the bottom.
I do so enjoy a glass of gin with my lunch. Well, I suppose that'll have to do.
Are you sure?
Yes. Desperate times, desperate measures, and all that bollocks.
What's this game about?
Well, it's the age-old story of good versus evil, right versus wrong, Xbox versus PlayStation.
I prefer Xbox myself.
And that's why I hate you, Bertram. Well, that, and you always use all the bloody toilet paper up. Last night, I had to wipe my ass with a toothbrush. A toothbrush! And it was my bloody toothbrush. I didn't realize it till this morning.
Oh, yuck!
It was yuck. Very bloody yuck. The most yuckiest yucky thing I've ever done in my yucking life. Oh. It's so cold. Oh, yes. That was a good one. Yes. Oh. So cold. Oh, that's so good.
What are we laughing at?
This game, Bertram. It's bloody hilarious.
Is it?
Yes. Pay attention, man. Pay attention. Right.
Hey,
Yes.
Captain. Place I'd like to drop in on.
You ain't usually one to ask for favors. Oh, buddy. Where to?
Little spot on the map. Base Island.
Oh,
Guy called
so
Namioka
good.
there.
So
I
good.
don't know why. Been a while since I had
10
the
out of
opportunity,
10.
You know,
10 out
in,
of
say
10.
Who's he?
I don't think this is supposed to be funny.
yeah.
Shut up,
Like
Bertram.
that.
I'll tell you what's supposed to be funny and what's not supposed to be funny, and this is supposed to be funny.
I was still just a guppy then.
I think you've lost it, OCG.
Oh, Bertrum, you know as well as I do. I lost it years ago.
Still, you don't forget somebody like that. And I sure as hell. Guy tried for a long time to get me on a boat again. Maybe I want to let him see. Then I'm back.
Feeling the fuzzy touch of loyalty, are you?
So what if I am?
Ain't a problem with me. Honor and duty and all that shit. I got a lot of respect for it.
We'll make time. Peace out and ho!
Right, that's quite enough of that. Right, let's address the elephant in the room. Hello, elephant. How are you? Didn't you hear me? I said, how are you?
Fucking mess if I'm being honest.
I think he's a mute.
Oh,
Nah.
where the hell did he
ain't
come
supposed to be
from?
like this.
I thought you invited him.
Something's up.
Well, I thought you invited him.
Whatever it is.
Oh, well, I guess that's another mystery we'll never solve. Like, who left the penis imprint in the tub of margarine? So, is this game any good? Well, you'll have to ask my 26 pairs of soiled underpants. In fact, I'll do it for you, dear viewers. So, 26 pairs of soiled underpants. Is this game any good? Uh-huh. Yes. Oh, you don't say. Uh-huh. Oh.
Small talk right now?
Is that right?
Who did this to you?
Right. Mm-hmm.
The devil flag.
Yes. Yes.
Did you say devil flags?
The hell's a devil flag?
The last
Oh.
name you want to hear. The word
Oh, I see.
They're notorious. We're talking invading,
Yes.
pillaging, plundering,
Then he-
destroying, murdering.
then-
Real pirates with a capital
But then-
P. Even the
And
pirates
they?
Museum couldn't hold them in their
Uh-huh.
bloodlust. They would show up and
Oh.
ignore all the rules of engagement.
Yep.
Turn every
They confirm that this game is indeed very good.
Did you notice I got my hair cut?
No.
Oh, you never notice anything.
I resent that. I am very observant.
Really? Did you notice that you forgot to put your clothes on today?
Like some real
What? Oh, yes. So I did. Well, don't just sit there like a turkey, Bertram. Get me a robe.
Oh, right.
No idea.
I was wondering why I got some funny looks when I took my nephew to school this morning. Oh, I avoided the trailers and gameplay for this game, much like I avoid a violent-looking fat woman at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Why have you not watched the trailers and gameplay, OCG?
Well, so I could avoid spoilers, Bertram.
Beautiful jewels.
Oh, so you don't know that your character dies, roughly?
Finish that sentence and I will castrate you with a plastic spoon, Bertram.
Did you know I was pregnant once, OCG?
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. No, actually, I wasn't.
Because that would be impossible?
No, because I had a rubber glove over my pee-pee when we, did the deed.
I see.
Miserable.
Moving swiftly on.
OCG, I know you're gaming, but have you seen my underpads?
Have you checked the washing machine, Bertram?
Something.
Oh, no, I didn't. OCG, they're not in the washing machine.
Please.
Well, have you checked the laundry basket then?
Would you?
Oh, I never thought to look there.
She's the most beautiful.
OCG, they're not in the laundry basket.
If
Have you
anything
looked
were to
under the bed then?
I'd
OCG, they're not under the bed.
God damn it, Bertram, why must you interrupt me when my favorite program is on?
We'll get you to the ship. We'll sail
You're
again.
watching a program and playing this game at the same time? That's amazing.
Yes, Bertram, I've always been known for my knack for multitasking.
What is this program that you're watching?
It's a nature documentary.
Oh, I love nature documentaries. Wait a minute. I don't recognize that animal. What's it called?
That, Bertram, is called the Modern Day Gamer.
Oh, turn up the program. I want to hear what he's saying.
Okay, let me just twiddle with this knob here. And voila! Here we can see a gamer of the modern day. Look how he plays with his PlayStation 5. No, wait.
Looks like you got your hands
It's an
full.
Xbox.
Going somewhere?
See how he's sitting much too close to the television. See
Against
how
the
his
devil
jaw
flags, you mean?
is agape.
You realize what your
See
chances are doing
that
something
he's
like
drooling from the corners of his mouth. Let's go in closer and see what this gamer for the modern day is playing.
It's all we have
Oh,
left of my mother.
he's apparently playing a game
Dad,
that has some
He
Japanese
gave it to her when he
women in
proposed.
it. And these
from what I told
Japanese
her,
women
it was the
have
most
massive
expensive
knockers.
thing ever made.
I can fully understand why this gamer for the modern age has his jaw
Before she
agape
died, she would
and
show it to
drool
me all the
coming
time.
out of the corners of his
I have
mouth.
no idea what that jewel's
Let's attempt
I
to
wouldn't trade
ask
it for
this
all the money in the world.
gamer for the
My
modern
parents shared it
age
together,
a
and
question.
now they're both gone.
I say there,
Understand?
gamer
I won't
for the
let
modern
people who did this
age.
keep it. I
What
won't let them
exactly
take that.
are you
I
doing?
know how you feel right now. Honestly, I do.
I'm gaming.
But if you
ain't
try
I?
it right now, you
I
only
see.
end up dead too.
And what
These
is
guys
it
are
that you're
unnatural.
playing,
They only care
Mr.
about money
Gamer,
and
for the
violence.
modern
Their own
age?
lives mean nothing to them. You can't fight
Playing a
something
video
like that.
game.
I see. And how is the video
we
game
have to-
that you're playing
No.
in this, the
This
modern
isn't right.
age?
They stole her mother's treasure.
It's
and then
alright, I guess.
Her dad.
I
We
see.
have to do
I shall leave you to
Nobody
your
else is
gaming.
gonna.
Look now, dear viewer, how this gamer for the modern age hasn't even looked at me when I walk away
They do
from
sound
him.
scary.
It is
But just 'cause of
obvious
all that,
he
we
is
run
far
away?
too
We
engrossed
give up and we
in the
hide and
game
let 'em scare
that
us?
he's playing.
If nobody ever
Look
fights
now, dear viewer,
they'll always
how this
win.
gamer for the modern age is scratching
Sounds
his
about right to
nuts
me.
through the fabric
Say
of
that.
his
Name was
shorts.
Misaki.
Now, I believe that this gamer
yeah.
for the modern age
Well,
is
Misaki,
reaching
on behalf
for a
of the Corps of
beverage.
Pirates, I got a
What
request
is
for you.
this beverage?
Come with
Let's go in and have a closer
You want
look.
revenge on your dad's
Ah,
killings?
I can see it's a can of Monster that's now being gulped down by this gamer
Captain,
for
you can't
the
be
modern
serious. You
age.
don't know these guys. I
Now,
promise
I
you.
think,
They're the worst,
having
the absolute
quenched
worst.
his thirst
Not to
on that
mention, we're
delicious
dealing with
can
way
of
too much
Monster,
as it is.
the
If you start
gamer
meddling,
for the
who's
modern
to say it
age
won't get
will
you killed?
require some
I said we're doing it,
sustenance.
so we're doing it.
Let's see what he will choose
Captain.
to
I don't know. if there's some special
sustain
weapon.
himself upon.
Namioka seemed nice and
Is
all,
that
but
a bag of Watsits I can
And these
see?
devil dogs,
Yes,
whatever
it
the fuck,
is.
well, I don't got
The
a
bag
gun.
of Watsits
What's
is
the
being
alternative?
carefully ripped
looking like a
apart
coward
by the
in front of his
gamer
kids?
for the modern age. See
in the
how he has
ground while
emptied the contents of the packet of Watsits into
We
a
got one
bowl.
here saying somebody's
And
gotta
for those
step
of
up,
you
and
who
he ain't
don't
afraid to
know
do it.
what a bowl is,
The other?
it's something
ready to die.
rather similar to
We're
a
the
bowl.
adults, but we're the
Now,
ones pissing our
the
pants.
modern gamer is picking up
It'd be a shame for thinking
several
we had a choice.
Watsits at the same time. This shows
Noah,
a miraculous
trying to become a
use
legendary
of
pirate
the
too?
ligaments in
Well, that's a
his
laugh, bunch of
fingers.
chicken shit to
But
fight
then
this.
again, we must remind ourselves that this gamer for the modern age is an expert when it comes to using the ligaments in his fingers. Because after all, he must clutch a gaming controller at all times. And no doubt, being a gamer for the modern age, he is a compulsive masturbator. Join me next week when we shall be taking a look at another gamer for the modern age. I must say, Bertrum, not only is this program educational, it's also damn entertaining.
Yeah, he used the word masturbate. Ha ha!
You're very mature, Bertrum. Have I ever told you that?
What?
Nothing. Never mind. Let's get back to the game, shall we? You know, Bertram, this game excites me more than watching Ava Green get her kit off in that awful sequel to 300.
Who is Ava Green?
Who is Ava Green? Don't you know?
So,
No, which is why I asked, who is Ava Green?
probably haven't sailed
She
far yet.
is the future Mrs. OCG.
Oh, are you going to ask her to marry you?
The Pharaoh
Yes, something like that. I am most definitely not going to kidnap her and take her to my secret lair under the Paris Opera House, where I will brainwash her with organ music until she loves me. No!
Not telling.
Kids.
You're weird.
I'm not weird. I'm sick. There's a difference. I watched that movie, The Notebook, last night. Do you know, I haven't cried that much since my wife introduced me to bloody yoga.
Oh, yoga? Ouch. She must really hate you.
Oh, she does, Bertram. She does. I think it has something to do with the fact I tried to murder her on our wedding night.
Oh my.
Yes, she said I could have at least waited until after we consummated the marriage before trying to kill her.
Oh, women.
Amen, brother. I can't believe I just said that. Did you know, Bertram, that I was spit roasted once?
What? Really?
Oh yes, back in my university days. Good times.
Oh, how kinky.
Kinky? Oh, no. Haha, it wasn't that kind of spit roast. You see, myself and a few of my fellow students were on an expedition in the jungles of Peru when we were suddenly kidnapped and almost roasted alive by a group of natives. That's where the spit roast came into play.
Oh. However, did you escape?
Ha! Escape is my middle name, Bertram.
I thought your middle name was Buttercup.
Touché. Basically, we were rescued by someone with a whip.
Indiana Jones?
No. A dominatrix, I think.
Oh.
Speaking of dominatrixes... Dominatrixi? What the hell is the plural for dominatrix? Oh, never mind. You'll never guess who I met in my favorite brothel in town.
The Pope?
No. I don't think you'd find the Pope there. There isn't any children. No, I met Harry Potter.
Oh, I love Harry Potter.
Indeed. I can see your erection from here.
I don't love him that much.
Oh, Ladies and gentlemen, it has suddenly occurred to me that I've left my wife in the oven. While I attend to that, my manservant here will take over the stream and entertain you with some jokes. Bertram, if you would.
Oh, jokes. My girlfriend and I made love. She asks, what just happened? And I say, you just got boned. You know, bones? Bones? Because I'm a skeleton? Huh? Oh. I was once walking round a boatyard and some idiot took me and hung me from the mast of a ship like a bloody flag. I think he was a pirate. You know, because I'm a skeleton. Skull and crossbow. I was very fond of my mother. I loved every bone in her body. You know, bone. Because I'm a skeleton. My cousin never stopped eating. He weighed a skeleton. Skeleton? Ton? You know, because he's a skeleton, you know. When skeletons make love, do they say, who's your bone daddy? You know, instead of who's your daddy, they say, who's your bone daddy? You know, because I'm a skeleton. Let's try, I'm very fond of my mother. I loved every bone in... Yes, I know I've told this one, but it's different. Listen. I'm very fond of my mother. I love every bone in her body, especially mine. What? Nothing? Really? What's fat, ugly, and has no sense of humor? OCG.
What was that?
Nothing.
So, what do I think of this game? Well, the same thing I thought about that pornographic version of Toy Story I watched last night.
I think that was just the normal version of Toy Story 3 you were watching.
Bullshit! There's a character called Woody, which is obviously an erection reference. There was a character called Buzz, which is the sound a vibrator makes. And don't even get me started on the name Bo Peep. I'm surprised her perverted boyfriend Peeping Tom didn't make an appearance. But he was probably busy masturbating whilst watching Andy getting handy.
Well, that's my childhood ruined.
Oh, don't worry, Bertram. I'm sure I've ruined it for every person watching this stream. So, Bertram, as you know, I love Disney movies, Disney shows, and Disney video games.
What did you want to be?
Oh, don't remind me. Your collection of Disney memorabilia takes up 3 rooms. I stood on your Little Mermaid-shaped vibrator in the shower this morning. We eat venison every night because you say it reminds you of Bambi's mother, and you keep a bloody hunchback in the basement because it reminds you of your favorite Disney film. You don't love Disney. You're obsessed with it.
But you have to admit, nothing beats snuggling up to watch The Lion King after a long day of gaming.
Oh, if only you didn't try to slip your hand inside my underpants every single time we snuggled up. But yes, I have to agree, sir. The magic of Disney is timeless.
Rocks get much
Did I ever tell you that I was once fingered? I mean, punched by Captain Hook at Disney World?
No. How did that happen, sir?
Oh, it's a long story, Bertram. Let's just say Captain Hook didn't like it when I told him that the only reason he didn't like Peter Pan is because he wanted to adopt him.
Oh, sir, only you could get into a fight with a Disney character.
That's not true. I once witnessed Walt Disney himself knocking 7 shades of shit out of Mickey Mouse.
Oh, my.
Yes, Walt Disney was a prick.
Seems like a
Let's talk about something more uplifting. Like your crush on Aladdin?
Bertram, I do not have a crush on Aladdin. I merely appreciate his dashing good looks and charming personality.
If you say so. And I bet you've never pretended to be Princess Jasmine while singing A Whole New World either.
That was 1 time. Maybe 2 times. Damn it, Bertram. Why do you have to embarrass me like this in front of our dear viewers? But you have to admit, that song is a classic.
Yes, sir. And just like Disney, it's something that will always be cherished.
Exactly, Bertram. Right, enough of this Disney wankity. Let's get back to playing the game. Oh, Cousin Duncan was telling me this morning, Bertram, that in the last 4 years, he has had 22 jobs. 22! That's less than I've had in my awful life.
Didn't you once cut the toenails of the royal family?
I did. Once. I haven't thrown up that much since I watched 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Who had the grossest toenails?
Probably Philip. But that's because I cut his nails after the bastard had been dead for 3 weeks.
Oh my! Why do you have a copy of the Goblet of Fire next to your bed, OCG?
Because I like Harry Potter, Bertram.
Oh, I also like Harry Potter.
Does he like you back? Have you kissed yet? How big is his magic wand?
I don't like him that much.
Oh, did I ever tell you that I sat on a broomstick once, Bertram?
No.
I spent 6 weeks in the hospital.
What?
You see, I didn't realize, but you're supposed to sit on the broomstick horizontally. I sat on it vertically.
So it went up your...
It was practically sticking out of my mouth.
Oh my!
Yes, quite.
Why didn't you ask me to play this game with you?
Well, 1, because this isn't a co-op game, I think. And 2, because you had too much housework to do. Speaking of which, why haven't you flushed the toilet yet?
Well, I thought you could flush the toilet yourself after using it.
Ha! Well, then you thought wrong, didn't you? You know my hands are too weak to flush the toilet.
But they're okay to hold a controller?
Yes.
Well, then you can flush your own damn toilet. You're lucky you have a toilet. I have to poo in a cardboard box.
You know how I feel about other people sitting on my toilet. It makes me anxious. Not to even mention the germs. Where are you going? Bertram? Bertram? Oh, damn it. Bertram, while I'm playing this, can you get those toilets cleaned? I found a grey pubic hair on my toilet seat last night, and I've no bloody idea where it came from.
To work then.
Well, if I had to guess, I'd say it came from your crotch.
But it was grey.
Let's go.
Well, you have a very old crotch.
Oh, so I do. Ha ha!
Oh, I like chickens. Do you like chickens, OCG?
Oh, yes. I've had love affairs with many a cock.
A chicken tried to kill me once.
Oh, how so?
Well, it was 2018. It was dinner time. I was enjoying a roast chicken when suddenly I started to choke.
Oh, another chicken tried to strangle you from behind in retaliation for the fact you were eating his gay lover.
No, I was choking on a chicken bone.
Oh, I see. I think the chicken has to be alive for it to be considered attempted murder, Bertram.
Oh,
I'm glad you survived, though. Mostly. Anyway, Bertram, I meant to ask you before we started, but, have you seen a particularly delicious-looking donut?
I saw one at a Krispy Kreme once.
No. Have you seen a particularly delicious-looking donut here? In the kitchen, perchance?
No, I don't believe so. What does this particularly delicious-looking donut look like?
Well, it looks like a particularly delicious donut. And it's mine.
Oh, have you known it for long?
No. We just met this morning, actually. I was on my usual morning stroll when I glanced it in a window, calling to me like a prostitute in Amsterdam. I knew then that I must have it.
The prostitute or the particularly delicious-looking donut?
The particularly delicious-looking donut, of course.
Oh, and now the particularly delicious-looking donut has gone missing?
I didn't say that. I was just asking if you had seen the particularly delicious-looking donut.
Oh!
Well, have you?
Have I what?
Have you seen a particularly delicious-looking donut?
I saw one at a Krispy Kreme once.
No. Have you seen a particularly delicious-looking donut here? In the kitchen, perchance?
In our kitchen?
No, in Hannibal Lecter's kitchen. Of course in our kitchen.
What does it look like?
The particularly delicious-looking donut or Hannibal Lecter's kitchen?
The particularly delicious-looking donut. Although now, I'm very curious what Hannibal Lecter's kitchen looks like.
Well, it's beautiful.
What's beautiful? The particularly delicious-looking donut or Hannibal Lecter's kitchen?
The particularly delicious-looking donut, of course. Did you know, Bertram, that my brother, Edwin, met Hannibal Lecter on a dating site once?
Oh, really? What one?
Meat grinder, I believe.
Oh!
Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Have you seen the particularly delicious-looking donut?
The beautiful one?
Yes.
The one that was in our kitchen?
Yes.
The one that is more inviting than a prostitute in Amsterdam?
Yes.
No. No, I have not.
Damn it! Well, the mystery continues, I suppose.
Do we have any snacks?
You're always thinking with your bloody stomach, Bertram.
That's not possible. You can't think with your stomach. Unless your brain is in your stomach, which it is not.
I know. It's an expression, Bertram.
You didn't answer my question. Do we have any snacks?
I might have half a Milky Bar in my underpants.
Why is it in your underpants?
It comforts me.
Okay. Can I have some?
Fine. Just, reach in and take it.
What?
Well, I'm a little busy here playing this damn game. So if you want chocolate, you'll have to reach into my underpants and take it.
Okay.
A little to the left. No, the other left. Right, move your hand 90 degrees.
Got it.
Bully for you. Now, eat your chocolate and let me get on with playing this game. You know, my brother's child is coming to stay with us this weekend, so this game might keep the little bastard busy.
That's not very nice.
What? Oh, ha ha! No, the little bastard is actually his name.
I didn't know your brother had children.
Oh, yes! He adopted this one on his recent trip to Transylvania.
Oh, I see. Isn't that where he married that ugly woman with the monobrow?
Indeed. My father always said, never, ever trust a woman with a monobrow.
Why?
He was stabbed to death by a woman with a monobrow. I don't know why she didn't use a knife like a normal person. I don't know if I told you, but I've been playing those From Software games recently.
Oh, and how are they?
Hard. And not the good kind of hard, you know. The kind where you want to put your sausage into the moistest donut you have to hand. But the bad hard. The kind of hard where you want to snap off your sausage and use it as a weapon to smack the game developers.
I'm not sure I understood any of that.
Well, 'tis probably for the best. Take Dark Souls, for example. That game is harder than RoboCop getting a lap dance from the bloody Terminator.
You don't do well with hard games.
Excuse me?
And whatever gave you that impression, Bertram?
The fact that before you started playing these From Software games, you owned 6 PlayStation 5 controllers. All of the windows in your gaming room had actual windows, and you had a full head of hair OCG. Now, there are 3 controllers in bits, 2 that have been set on fire, and 1 that has been forcibly rammed up my backside.
Well, I did warn you about trying to give me advice during boss fights.
Also, every window in the gaming room has been smashed, and you now look like you're cosplaying as Professor X.
It'll grow back.
True, but the windows won't.
It was too hot in here anyway. On the plus side, none of those games have particularly interesting stories. So, I was playing John Carpenter films in the background.
I've never heard of that genre.
Well, that's because John Carpenter is a person, Bertram. Nay, the man is a god.
I've never heard of this god.
Halloween, The Fog, Memoirs of an Invisible Man. Granted, no one has probably heard of Memoirs of an Invisible Man.
I have.
And who the fuck are you?
I'm your next door neighbor. My name is...
Oh no, you have rendered him unconscious.
Oh, just throw him in the basement with the others. Now, Bertram.
Okay, but eventually people are going to start asking questions. Have you ever been to New York, OCG?
No. Have you?
Oh yes, I took my girlfriend to New York.
I never knew you had a girlfriend, Bertram. I didn't think you had the lung capacity to inflate a blow-up doll. Ha ha! What's your girlfriend's name? Made in China? Ha ha!
Yes. How did you know?
Oh, that's a lovely name.
OCG, I just noticed this, but, why are you naked?
Well, because, apparently, as I have been sitting here playing this game, the Invisible Man climbed in through a window in the study, somehow snuck up behind me, and relieved me of my clothes.
Without you noticing?
Not only was he invisible, he was also a magician.
Oh, that makes sense. OCG, can Made in China spend the night on Saturday?
I suppose. I'll get out the bicycle pump. Ha ha ha!
She's not a sex doll.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bertram. I apologize.
She is what is called a real doll. She's very realistic and has a vibrating lady garden and everything.
I retract my apology.
What are you doing, OCG?
I am writing a strongly worded letter to the developers of a game I played last night. I believe they are called Angry Game Studio, which is a hell of a coincidence, because I am very angry as I write this letter.
I don't know if anyone told you, OCG, but it's 2022, not 1822. People don't write letters anymore. They just leave foul-mouthed tweets on Twitter, or send foul-mouthed emails. There's a lot of foul-mouthage.
Shut up, Bertram. I need to concentrate on this letter.
What does the letter say?
Well, in a nutshell, I tell the developers of their game that they are not game developers. They are thieves and bastards. But mostly, they are thieves.
I'm, too short.
Well, you lack in heights, you got in guts. I say you super jump those guys. Nothing a little moxie you can't overcome.
Okay then, what should I do? Just step into the square?
First of all, you gotta let them know you want in. No matter the game, good
What did
etiquette
they
is
steal?
Oh, nothing much. Just everything from our own video game. Reuben Crowley and Bertram Butler, ass to mouth.
the other way around. Huh?
I'll read the letter to you when I'm done.
Okay. Done yet?
No,
Okay. Done yet?
no.
Ukuleles so great,
Okay.
don't you think? They do kind of make me want to take a nap, though.
Done yet?
No,
What you mean?
actually, yes.
Oh, yay! So go on, read it.
Now, bear in mind this is a work in progress.
What's that drawing at the bottom of the page?
Oh, that's my score for their game.
I don't get it.
It looks like two very hairy bollocks.
Exactly. Dear Angry Video Game Studio, my name is Robin Buttercup Crowley.
Your middle name is Buttercup?
Shut up, Bertram. But you can call me the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer. I am writing this letter to tell you that you are a pack of thieves and bastards. But you are mostly thieves. Then there is an exclamation point here.
Oh!
Your game is nothing but a derivative piece of monkey excrement. Everything about your game has been ripped off from superior work. My work. There is one glaring difference between our two games, however. I have a magnificent lead character who is based off of yours truly. Whereas in your game, you have an ugly chap with a porn star mustache.
His mustache does porn?
No. Porn stars have his mustache.
Why do they have his mustache? Can't they grow their own?
Shut up, Bertram. Now let's skip ahead a bit. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. So, your game is derivative. Ugly, old-fashioned. But at least it is shorter than Peter Bloody Dinklage. Any longer, and I might have been forced to kill myself with the only thing I had to hand. A dildo. Don't ask, Bertram. Just don't ask.
Are they different colors?
If you disagree with anything I have said, Anger Studio or whatever your name is, then I invite you to kiss my... And then I have drawn an arse.
Oh, that's a very realistic arse.
Thank you, Bertram. Get me a coffee, please. All of this complaining is making me thirsty.
But we don't have any coffee.
Fine, then go and get me a gin and tonic.
But we don't have any gin. Or tonic.
Blast! And what do we have?
We have this funny liquid that comes out of the tap.
Do you mean water?
Yes, that.
Then get me a glass of water.
We don't have any glasses.
Blast! Then just put it in a bowl. Let me guess. We haven't got any bowls.
Yes. How did you know?
Call it a lucky guess.
OCG, there's a weird noise coming from the toilet.
We've been over this before, Bertram. When the excrement leaves your body, sometimes it can cause a splash in the toilet water. Now, of course, this depends on the size of said excrement, of course.
No, not that. It sounded like a woman shouting, "Help me!"
Oh, maybe the toilet is haunted.
Oh, don't say that.
Keep quiet, Bertram. I am trying to play a game here. Tell me, how long have you been here? Well?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were talking to me.
I'm not talking to you, Bertram. I'm talking to this brick wall over here.
Oh!
Speak, brick wall, speak! He's not very talkative today.
Do you often have conversations with the brick wall?
Oh, yes, yes. We talk about everything from quantum physics to the latest episode of South Park.
Oh, wow. Excuse me a moment. Hello? Dr. Baxter? Bertrum here. I think OCG has lost it. He's talking to a brick wall.
Who are you talking to, Bertram?
The toaster?
Well, you tell that bastard that he owes me money.
Will do. Please come quickly, Doctor.
Damn brick wall. I haven't met a worse conversationalist since my third wife.
She was hard to have a conversation with.
Bloody impossible. I eventually gave up and flushed her down the toilet.
Oh, that's what the noise is.
Oh, yes. She must be lodged in a pipe.
Why did you want to flush her down the toilet in the first place?
Well, she stole the last wagon wheel.
Isn't that a little extreme?
You know how much I love wagon wheels, Bertram.
True, true.
You know, this game came out just before my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
But it's a little late now, Bertram.
Oh, did you do anything nice for it?
As far as I can remember, I took an overdose of pizza, birthday cake, red wine, and binge-watched every single video on our channel. I am bloody hilarious, Bertram. Did you know that?
I did. OCG? OCG?
Yes. What is it, Bertram? Can't you see I'm trying to play the bloody game?
I've got a question.
Fine. What's your question, Bertram?
What is God?
That's a particularly deep question for the middle of a live stream of a video game. Okay. What is God? Well, some people say he's the big fellow who created the planet and all the people in it and all the grass and all the animals and all the sex toys and all that fun stuff. Other people say he's a figment of your imagination. Just something made up in a fictional book for people to feel good about themselves and believe that there's something after death and not just an eternity of darkness and being worm food.
Oh, and what do you believe, OCG?
Well, what I believe is the only god round here is me. Ha ha ha!
Look at the
Oh,
bars
so
around.
you don't believe?
So many.
No, I do believe in God. I believe in me. Ha ha ha!
Oh, and what if there was a way that I could prove that God
That's not how I
exists?
meant it, but
Okay, Bertram, I don't really know where you're going with this, but yes, okay, what if there was a way that you could prove? Then I suppose I would have to become a believer.
clean.
Okay.
Better.
Now, where is God?
What?
Where is God?
Well, how the hell should I know where he is? I don't know where he is. Well, in the Bible, they say that God is everywhere, all at once.
Everywhere? Does that mean he could be here?
Promise? I swear I'll be
Yes.
a great
Sure.
buddy.
Why not, Bertram?
Okay, I'm off to find God then.
You do that, Bertram. I don't think you're going to find God hiding under my bed, Bertram. Or in my underpants drawer. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different, dear viewers. I thought that today it could be rather enlightening / amusing to tell you all what it is like to be a true gaming addict.
prefer this to your mad
So
lady.
yes, dear viewers, I, Ruben Crowley, OCG, Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, am indeed a gaming addict. That means that I spend the majority of my day, you guessed it, playing video games. Retro games, new releases, if I can afford them. More on that in a moment. Games I played once, games I played 100 times before. Games I promised I would never play ever again. Hello, Skyrim. How the hell are you doing? A hernia, you say? Oh, that's too bad. In fact, I would go so far as to say that apart from gaming and, of course, editing videos for this channel, I do very little else during the day. And this isn't just 1 day a week, or 2 days a week, or 3 days a week, or even 4 days a week. No, I would pretty much say this is a consistent 7 days a week kind of habit of mine. Rather like sleeping, or going to the toilet, or complaining about the amount of money in my bank account. Those are also activities I do daily. And while I do absolutely adore my gaming, which you would think I would because I pretty much spend the majority of my time doing that, it does have the odd negative effect on me. For example, as someone who is not abundant in money, trying to buy the latest games as well as the latest indie video games, the latest new releases, can be quite a burden. And when there is games I am unable to afford or cannot buy, because I can't afford it, so I suppose that's still the same thing as what I was saying 2 seconds ago, I become mighty irritated. In fact, some might say I become a spoiled child, which is not realistic, because the last time I checked, I'm not a child. Unless, of course, when they say behaving like a child, they don't mean I am literally a child. I'm just behaving like a child would behave. I don't know. So yes, it does affect my mood. Just the same as if I'm being forced to go somewhere I really do not want to go, like to the supermarket, or to my psychiatrist, or to deliver groceries to the old bastard who lives 3 houses down with the weird growth on his arsehole. I do miss my gaming, and I can become quite irritable. So let's recap. Lack of money, lack of sleep because I spend so often gaming, lack of appetite because sometimes I completely forget to eat while I am gaming. Sometimes I even forget to go to the bathroom, but we're not here to discuss that. Oh, that reminds me. Must go and empty that bucket once I've exported this video. Now, you might think I'm making this video to act as a kind of warning to all you would-be gaming addicts out there, but, no, that's not why I made this video at all. I absolutely love being a gaming addict, and I wouldn't change it for the world. No, I just made this video as a little experiment to see if all you commoners out there would like to hear me talk about this kind of thing. That's all. I'm not complaining about being a gaming addict. Though it is mighty bloody annoying when I can't afford to get every single new game that comes out that I want. I love gaming, and long may it continue. Unless, of course, a masked maniac breaks into my house and murders me while I've got my back turned to him, but, the odds of that happening are very slim. Are they? What was that noise?
So,
Hello?
Naomi wanted?
Hello?
She just asked us to find the
I must
treasure?
warn you, sir, I know karate. and taekwondo,
Really all she's
and I'm a pretty decent ballet dancer as well.
We talked a bunch
Oh,
about
sorry,
roles
did I say
too.
ballet dancer? I
Seem
meant
like they're doing-
belly dancer. Belly dancer. Halloween. A very spooky time. A time for trick-or-treating, horror movies, and of course my favorite hobby of making love to corpses. What?
I see no
So,
reason to take
I thought it would be rather fun to give you 10 video games that I recommend you play this Halloween season, dear viewers. Now, these games are in no particular order. This isn't a ranking video, damn it. It's simply a little video to reward you, my loyal viewers, on my favorite day of the year, Halloween. Well, actually, Halloween is probably my second favorite day of the year. My favorite day is when I go for my yearly prostate examination, but let's not talk about that here. You can find all discussions of the prostate variety on my OnlyFans. Link in the description below. So, without further ado, here is the top 10 games I recommend you play this Halloween season. In no particular order. Number 10, Retro Realms. A fairly new release here, and while it is more frustrating than trying to sell a baby shark on eBay, damn you animal rights activists, it does feature a video game version of the movie Halloween, which takes place on Halloween, which obviously makes it ideal to play on, you guessed it, Halloween. There's even a bloody Ash vs. Evil Dead game thrown in for good measure. Speaking of which, number 9, Evil Dead the Game. A fun online multiplayer game in which you can play as a hero, or a demon, or a cross-dressing nun. Maybe not that last one. A pretty difficult single-player story campaign thingy in which you play through events from all the bloody Evil Dead movies. You get to shoot enemies, drive cars, draw naughty pictures in the Necronomicon. Maybe not that last one, but this is a great online multiplayer game thingy. As is our next game on this list. Number 8, Friday the 13th, the game. Similar to the Evil Dead game, but starring everyone's favorite hockey mask-wearing mummy's boy, Bertrum. Jason Voorhees. This game perfectly captures the movie franchise. Without the gratuitous nudity, sadly. And while this game will soon be taken offline, damn you, I'm sure you'll still be able to play this game offline. Won't you?
Why is that?
Won't you?
Bummer.
Number 7, Peppa Pig. It wouldn't be Halloween without a bit of Peppa Bloody Pig. I jest. For number 7, I have in fact chosen Totally Normal Journey.
That's right.
What? This game is fucking terrifying. Just take a look at this. See? Terrifying. And strangely arousing.
That's right.
Number 6, Resident Evil Village. It wouldn't be a list of horror games without a Resident Evil game. But why this particular one? Well, because it has the most in common with Halloween in my opinion. There's werewolves, there's vampires, there's a weird sea monster thing, There's a baby uglier than Quasimodo. What?
Kidnapping no one.
If you like your horror of the hammer variety. See what I did there? Hammer horror. Haha. Then you'll love Resident Evil Village. And that baby is still ugly. Ugh. Number 5. What the hell was number 5 again? Bertram, what was number 5 again? You're useless, Bertram. Was it Outlast? No, I hate that bloody game. Amnesia? No, don't remember anything about that particular game. Oh, yes! The 5th horror video game I recommend this Halloween season is... Drum roll, please, Bertram. Bertram, where is my fucking drum roll?
We don't own any drums.
Ah, shit. Well, number 5 is The Last of Us. Do I even need to elaborate? The Last of Us is not only one of the best horror games ever made, it is also in the top 5 best video games ever made. Next, number 4, The Evil Within.
We did lots
The
of stuff together.
brainchild of that talented bastard Shinji Mikami, The Evil Within might be overshadowed by Mikami's other accomplishments like Resident Evil or Resident Evil 4, but let me assure you that The Evil Within is dark, twisted, macabre, and plays like Resident Evil 4. Not only that, but in my humble opinion, it is better than the original Resident Evil 4. Ha, there, I said it. Bertram, put that gun down. And when you're done playing The Evil Within, go and play the sequel, the appropriately titled The Evil Within 2. You won't regret it. Seriously, Bertram, put the gun down. Number 3. Now, while this isn't a particularly scary game, The Order 1886 features werewolves, vampires, and even Jack the Ripper. So that makes it a horror game in my eyes. Not only that, but it is one of the most criminally underrated video games of all time. The Order 1886 is still, 10 years later, a bloody gorgeous video game. And it is beautifully written, acted, and is an absolute blast to play. Is it the longest game in the world? No. But thanks to the dickheads who reviewed the game negatively, we will probably never get the sequel, which I can only surmise would have topped the original game in almost every conceivable way. Buy it, dear viewer. Play it, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Number 2, the Dead Space remake. Outer space, plus monsters, plus a badass protagonist armed with a whole manner of fun weaponry that can slice, cut, eviscerate, decapitate, and turn enemies to mulch, and you have a damn good time. Not only that, but it is scarier than letting Stevie Wonder drive you to the ornithologists. And don't stop with the remake, dear viewers. Play the originals as well. Yes, even the third one. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the third one. Bertram, put that gun down. And last, but most certainly not least, we have every single horror game from Supermassive Games. Whether it's Until Dawn, its remake, Man of Medan, Little Hope, House of Ashes, The Devil in Me, or the recently released casting of Frank Stone, Supermassive has proven that they are masters when it comes to narrative-driven horror games. Now, while some of their games are better than others, I have absolutely no qualms in recommending every single horror game they have ever made. Play them all. Make a weekend of it. Get in some snacks, drinks, and engage in my favorite pastime of making love to corpses. What? Oh, and, happy Halloween, I guess. Yes, dear viewers, I am indeed still alive. My apologies. In fact, at this very moment, I am in the midst of playing the first Berserker Kazan, an absolutely fantastic video game. So if you have not played it yet, you don't have to wait for my review, during which I am absolutely certain you will probably touch yourself appropriately while listening to my rich British accent. No, the game's absolutely splendid. Take my word for it. So if you've not played it yet, then play it now. And it got me thinking, dear viewers. Well, first of all, I took a break from playing the game and I went and bought a cream egg. You know, those cream egg things that come around once a year, and they have a kind of tagline: how do you eat yours? I like to ingest mine rectally. Thank you for asking. And it got me thinking, why don't I make a video explaining how exactly I play Souls games? So that's what we're doing right now. And it's quite simple, dear viewers. I'm not very good at these kinds of games. So much in the way of old-fashioned RPGs, I spend quite a lot of my time in these particularly difficult video games, grinding out levels. But I do that in a way that I find kind of, sort of enjoyable, so I don't just go into a level and grind out levels for hours and hours on end. No, I'll play through the game normally, get to a boss that will probably kick my backside. I'll go back, replay all the previous stages I've already played in the game. Subsequently, that will get me leveled up. Subsequently, that will give me better gear, better upgrades, etc. And then I'll go in and I'll try the boss again. Now, what this does, dear viewers, is number one, it gets me very familiar with the video game because I am essentially replaying the video game countless amounts of times. Because let's face it, there's very few bosses I'm going to get to and finish on my first try. Though it has happened in games like Code Vein, maybe a couple of the Bloodborne bastards. Thus far in the first Berserker Kazan, I've managed to take down 3 bosses on my first try. As well as becoming overly familiar with the game, it also makes my playthroughs rather lengthy. So I'm only 39% through the first Berserker Kazan, yet I have been playing the game for the grand total of 71 hours. I'm level 90, I think, and yes, before anyone asks, I am still finding the game to be rather difficult. No change there. This might even top my playthrough for Black Myth Wukong, which took me round about 90 hours to get through in my first playthrough. So the key for me in conquering these particularly difficult video games is simply to grind out levels. Try, and then try again. With better gear, a higher level count, and more violent weaponry than you would find in the average closet of your average American / serial killer / postal worker. So if you excuse me, dear viewers, I'm going to get back to playing The Last Kazan? That's not the name of the bloody game. The first Berserker Kazan. And you can expect my review, Sometime before 2047, I imagine. So tell me, dear viewer, how do you play Souls games? In this video, I'm going to tell you how to succeed on YouTube without even trying. So, dear viewer, before I do that, don't you dare forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. So, I see you sitting at home. You've just downed your 25th beer of the day, or you pulled your trousers back up because you're finished masturbating or whatever, and you've got an idea in your head. You want to start a YouTube channel. Well, I'm here to tell you how you can be a success on YouTube without even trying. Number 1, if you're a girl. That's all I need to say about that. Number 2, if you're an attractive girl. That's all I have to say about that. Number 3, if you're an attractive girl who just so happens to be an ex-porn star. That's all I'm going to say about that. Number 4, if you're an attractive girl who just so happens to be a porn star who still does pornography from time to time, or has an OnlyFans, or is a cam girl when she's not streaming on YouTube. That's all I have to say about that. Number 5, if you're a boy who used to do pornography and is fairly attractive. Number 6, if you're a lovable idiot. And by a lovable idiot, what do I mean by that? Well, I mean someone who might stream horror games and might react very, very over the top. But you might say to yourself, oh, I mean, they're annoying as all hell, but boy are they cute. That kind of lovable idiot. Now, I promised myself I wasn't going to name any particular channels in this video, and I'm not going to. You can make up your own mind to who I'm talking about in each of these reasons on how you can be a success on YouTube. What number were we at? I've completely forgotten now. Oh, who cares? Let's abandon the numbers and just give the bloody reasons. You can also expect to succeed on YouTube if you stream garbage like Fortnite, Call of Duty Online, and if you happen to be particularly good at either of those garbage games. You can also expect to be a success if you, oh, I don't know, get caught masturbating in a live stream, constantly beg for money in your live streams, constantly tell people how much of a victim you are, constantly bitch about how unengaged people are in your streams when you've gone to all the trouble of purchasing a particular game to play for their behalf. And yes, all those reasons I just said there did relate to one particular person. You can also expect to be a success if you agree what every other bloody YouTuber says. For example, a big video game comes out. Universally, it seems to be not liked very much. So every single one of the big popular YouTubers jumps on the bloody bandwagon, and they all have to agree with each other. If you're willing to do that, then you might just so be a success on YouTube. Oh, and I should have said at the start of this video, I am a gaming YouTuber, so most of these things I'm talking about relate to gaming YouTubers, but a few of them are probably applicable to, I don't know, people who review movies, that kind of malarkey. You can also expect to be a success on YouTube if you get a sponsorship from some bullshit company that sells energy powder or makeup or a VPN or makes its own custom-made sex dolls or whatever. You can also expect to be a success on YouTube if you have your tongue planted firmly up Bethesda's arse.
or From Software's arse, or CD Projekt Red's arse, or Capcom's arse. You can also expect to be a success on YouTube if you talk constantly about PC fucking specifications when you're reviewing a particular game, especially if you refer to crap like frame rate and anti-aliasing and ray tracing and all that other garbage. You can also expect to be a successful gaming YouTuber if you spend most of your video explaining the bloody mechanics as opposed to whether you actually enjoyed the game or not. You can also expect to be a successful YouTuber if you've been on the platform for longer than Tom fucking Holland has been alive. You can also expect to be a successful YouTuber if you list any of the following games as your quote-unquote favorite game of all time: Skyrim, Fallout 4, The Witcher 3, Silent Hill 2, Arkham City, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I could say others, but those are the main ones that are coming to mind at the moment. Now, this reason probably goes back to the first couple that I said, you know, the first couple of reasons that are probably going to get me the most amount of hate on this video. Well, we might as well continue this hate train. If you're a kind of dickhead who likes to shout into his webcam, you'll probably be successful on YouTube. If you're the kind of dickhead who not only shouts into his webcam, but has two other people that agree with your opinion, and you now all review movies together, you're probably going to be one of the most successful people on YouTube. Reason number 125. If you're a girl. Yes, I know it was the very first reason I gave back at the start of the video, but it's a fucking fact. So I've given you a lot of reasons for how you can be a successful YouTuber. Let me give you now a couple of other reasons on how you cannot be a successful YouTuber. You can be my channel, which is fronted by probably one of, if not the funniest people on YouTube. It has content coming out of the wazoo. There's a live stream every single bloody day. The channel actually exists to entertain you as opposed to just bombard you with facts about video games. You'll get an actual opinion on this channel that's not affected by whether the publisher invited you to their studios and made you play the game for 3 days, while they keep you sweet by throwing sushi and call girls at you every 5 minutes. If you have an actual niche that most other YouTube channels do not have, if you have something unique to offer, that way you will not succeed on YouTube. So if you'll excuse me, ladies and gents, I'm going to get back to not succeeding on YouTube.
Well, at least now they can cut the bullshit.
I'll say. And I thought they'd turned over a new leaf. Wishful thinking on my part, I guess.
Hey, they want to jump the Goro pirates? You're welcome to try.
And if any of you dickheads out there have a problem with this video, I'm going to give you the response that I gave my mother when she came in to confront me about why I blocked the toilet with Action Man figures. It's just a joke. Calm down. Pull your pants on. No one wants to see your muff ruffling in the wind.
Life lessons I have learned from playing Souls-like video games. Now, I'm sure I don't have to tell most, if not all of you watching this, what a Souls-like video game is. They tend to be very difficult video games with very difficult boss fights. They also tend to be devoid of difficulty options. damn you From Software. But they're also some of the most respected video games in our modern age. Games like the Dark Souls series, Bloodborne, Neo, Lies of P, Code Vein, and the recently released AI Limit and the first Berserker Kazan. But what life lessons have I learned from playing these types of video games, WR? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Let's get started with number 5. Nothing is impossible. Just highly improbable, unlikely, just out of reach. Let's say, WR, there's a boss you want to kill. Let's say it's some Lovecraftian abomination in Bloodborne, or a waifu in Sekiro. Well, with a bit of hard work, you can conquer these boss fights. You can cut that Lovecraftian abomination in half. You can cut that waifu into 1,000,000 pieces, making sure you keep her head. That'll make a nice prop to scare the children this Halloween. Now, if you can't accomplish that goal by polishing your skills, learning the boss's attack patterns, then do what I did when I first played Sekiro. Cheat! Get yourself to max level, get infinite shuriken, get unlimited souls, whatever the hell you want. Actually, that's the lesson, viewers. In real life, when hard work doesn't do it for you, cheat. Forget what I said at the start of this section. Ha! Hard work. No one wants to do something that's hard. Well, apart from maybe that waifu I mentioned earlier. She likes it really hard. Actually, never mind. Number 4. Angry is sometimes a good thing. Have you ever got angry playing a Souls-like game, WR? You have? Amazing! Me too! Let's have lunch sometime. You're paying. Anyway, that rage you get when you've attempted a boss fight 1,236 times is exactly what you need to take out into the real world. There's lots of exciting opportunities for angry people. For example, you could get a job as the Incredible Hulk or as someone's private security. Actually, I need a bodyguard. You can work for me. Haha, but you're paying. Souls-likes have taught us that sometimes anger can be, albeit rather rarely, a good asset. So next time you're playing Elden Ring and decide to hurl your computer out of a window, just think, you could take that anger and come and work for OCG as his own personal bodyguard. You'll have the nicest lunches, the best uniform. You can pick out your own uniform. If you want to dress up as a bloody gimp, you can. If you want to dress up as a ninja, well, you can. You'll be paying for the uniform, of course. Number 3. Don't be afraid to call upon a friend/frenemy. Most Souls-likes will let you summon a chum to assist you on those oh-so-difficult boss fights. And you shouldn't be ashamed to do just that. Why? That's something you can put to great use in your everyday life. Let's say you're at work, and the secretary with the squinty eye and the funny walk is coming on to you in the elevator. She's not your type, or he's not your type. Gentlemen can be secretaries, I think. Anyway, the gruesome secretary is coming on to you. You're not interested, but you're in an elevator, a confined space. They are pressing themselves against you very suggestively. This is most definitely a boss fight now. You need help. When lo, an idea. Yes, you can call up your chum, who just so happens to be downstairs at this very moment. You're sure this hideous secretary is just their type, so you can summon them to the elevator to take over the fight, so to speak. And don't worry, the secretary probably won't notice. They have a squinty eye, after all. Number 2. Loved ones are most definitely not fireproof. In games like Dark Souls, bonfires are places of respite, where you can rest, upgrade your character, all of that bollocks. But pay heed, dear viewer. In real life, bonfires can be dangerous places, and certainly not somewhere you want to upgrade or hide from enemies, as I myself learned back in 2018, when I decided to stop at such a bonfire with my wife at the time. We were in the middle of a particularly realistic Dark Souls LARPing session and thought we'd warm ourselves by the fire. Now, my wife, the frankly stupid human being that she was, proceeded to build some handy Molotov cocktails that we could use to fend off the enemies in this oh-so-realistic Dark Souls LARPing session event thing. But as you know, dear viewers, or at least you should know, that bonfires and gasoline do not mix. So long story short, my wife most definitely did not leave that bonfire upgraded or even alive. Hell, she wasn't even recognizable by the time the firemen got there and put her out. All that was left of that unfortunate stupid bitch was a pile of ashes. So, remember what I've said, dear viewers. Rest at a bonfire in Dark Souls. Yes. In real life, maybe stay away from the bloody things. And finally, number 1. Not that these were in any particular order, of course. My number 1 life lesson that I learned from playing Souls-like video games is to try and try and try and try again. Let's say there's a girl, or boy, or zoo animal that you're in love with. You've already asked about to dinner and or a late night bumble in the back seat of your automobile. And this girl or boy or zoo animal you love says, "No, thank you. Not today. Stop talking to me or I shall summon a constable." Do you accept defeat? In the words of a very intoxicated Mother Teresa, fuck no. If Souls-likes have taught us anything, dear viewers, it's to never give up, never surrender. Try and try and try again. Keep asking out that boy or girl or zoo animal. And if they still say no, well then, hit them with a frying pan. I jest, of course. I would never recommend you do something so rude and brutal. Instead, just tell them to go fuck themselves, and then buy yourself a new video game or 7. That always cheers me up. Bertrum, stop playing with that mouse.
But this isn't just any mouse, this is Mickey Mouse.
I don't give a rat's ass if it's Minnie Mouse. Will you please kindly stop playing with him?
But why?
Well, for a start, I don't think Mickey Mouse appreciates you fondling his genitals.
Oh! would you?
Don't even finish the end of that sentence, Bertram. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy, yeah. I'm too sexy for this game. Too sexy for this game. Too sexy, yeah. Ah, you clicked on the video. Good for you, dear viewer.
Cut that shit out.
Come on. Don't you want to get your memories back as soon as possible? Let's get you to Japan. To a hospital.
This is why I cannot stand 99.9% of the games made by BioWare. But before we get to the nuts and bollocks of the video, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you a little bit about BioWare. So who the hell are they? Well, they are a Canadian video game developer based in Edmonton, Alberta. Don't worry, I haven't heard of that place either. They were founded in 1995 by newly graduated medical doctors, and the company has since gone on to become owned by Electronic Arts, also known as EA. Also known as EA Sports. It's in the name. Or whatever the hell it is. They made such fantastic video games as, and yes, I'm being sarcastic when I say this next bit, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire, the Mass Effect series, and the bloody Dragon Age series. And yes, for all of you beloved Sonic the Hedgehog fans out there, you'll be very happy to hear that these are the bastards who are responsible for Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood on the Nintendo DS. A game that is about as enjoyable to play as it is to stick your exposed arse into the gaping mouth of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So for the purposes of this video, I will mostly be talking about the Mass Effect video games and the Dragon Age video games, because frankly all of their games are the absolute same diatrite, and it doesn't really matter what games I talk about. I can still make the same jokes, the same jibes, make the same insults. So if you were expecting this to be a positive video game about BioWare, then clearly you didn't read the title. So let's start by explaining that the Mass Effect series, while incredibly popular and having 4 video games, is some of the most boring, uneventful, infuriating experiences I have had with video games in my time on this planet. Commander Shepard is essentially an outer space version of a call girl or a gigolo, depending on what sex you choose to play as. For in these games, and I think the reason that a lot of younger people like to play them is the fact that you can have sex with certain characters that you romance in these games. And sadly, that kind of thing doesn't appeal to me, so I don't enjoy that aspect of the games, and in fact I play my Commander Shepard as the asexual douchebag that he or she truly is. But you might be thinking, but OCG, oh buddy, oh pal, you love RPGs and you love third-person shooters. Yes, I do, dear viewers, but the third-person shooting in these games is nothing like Spec Ops: The Line or Max Payne or many other third-person shooters that I could mention that I enjoy immensely. And the RPG aspect, well, I have always been a fan of JRPGs. You know, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, that kind of thing. Mass Effect cannot even compare to the worst of the Final Fantasy series. And don't you bastards dare say Final Fantasy 15 or Final Fantasy 16 in that sentence. I'm talking about things like the retro looking like ass Final Fantasies of yesteryear, like Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 5, Final Fantasy 6. Yes, I'm trying to offend as many people as I can in this video. I don't like Final Fantasy 6, so do with that information what you must. But we are not here to talk about Final Fantasy 6, we are here to talk about Mass Effect. So the third person shooting, dull, doesn't belong in a game like this. RPG aspects, dull. You can't play as different classes. You don't gain particularly exciting powers. You cannot summon monsters. Mass Effect cannot even compare to some of the epic storylines of my beloved Final Fantasy games like Final Fantasy 15 or Final Fantasy 16 or Final Fantasy 7 Remake. It doesn't have the likable characters of those particular games. Though I suppose I kind of enjoy Seth Green in these Mass Effect video games. And if you don't know who Seth Green is, well, then I suggest you go and check out a little movie called Idle Hands or a little television show called Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And don't even get me started on the visuals in these games. Mass Effect 1 looks like arse now. Mass Effect 2 looks like arse now. Mass Effect 3 looks like arse now. Plus, Mass Effect 3 has a distinction of having that absolutely bloody appalling ending. Mass Effect Andromeda, which is probably the best of all the Mass Effect games. Yes, you're damn right I just said that. For all the hate that Mass Effect Andromeda got, I actually think it's the best one of the entire Mass Effect series, so... And why, you might ask? Because we didn't have to play as that absolute douchebag known as Commander Shepard. Who, while he's supposed to be, or she is supposed to be off saving the galaxy, is instead more interested in dancing at nightclubs, or seducing members of your team, or doing absolutely appalling side quests for said members of the team. And don't even get me started on how badly the animations are done in these games. You literally walk up to someone, engage in a conversation, and then just stand and stare at them for the next 15 or so minutes. While dialogue choices appear on the screen, making you think that any of these choices are actually going to fucking matter in your playthrough. While the Dragon Age games are kind of the same, though they do follow the more RPG format of different classes and mythical creatures and monsters and stuff. It still follows the same bullshit point of, while you can be off saving the land from some fucking dragon or something, you can actually walk up to said dragon, engage in conversation with it, do a couple of quests, and then before you know it, lo and behold, you're having sex with the fucking thing. Seems to me that these games are more sex simulators than they are action games. This is not the kind of action I have signed up for, BioWare. So let's go through BioWare's games and I'll tell you the ones that I like and the ones that I dislike. So, Shattered Steel, never played it. Baldur's Gate, wouldn't dare play it. MDK2, absolute piece of shit. Baldur's Gate 2, Shadows of Am, haven't played it. Neverwinter Nights, piece of shit. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, piece of shit. Yes, you're damn right I just said that. Plays exactly like the fucking Mass Effect games, except without the sex. And what's the point? Because the whole point of the Mass Effect games, as far as I'm concerned, is to go off and have sex with as many creatures as you can, and accrue as many STIs as you can, from as many creatures in the galaxy as you can. So Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic not having that is bullshit. Yes, it's got some crap plot twist at the end of it, but the game looks like complete and utter arse now. And I'm not having anyone tell me otherwise. Jade Empire, piece of shit. Mass Effect, piece of shit. Sonic Chronicles The Dark Brotherhood, piece of shit. Mass Effect Galaxy, piece of shit. Dragon Age Origins, piece of shit. Mass Effect 2, piece of shit. Dragon Age 2, piece of shit. Dragon Age Legends, piece of shit. Star Wars The Old Republic, piece of shit. Mass Effect 3, piece of shit with a terrible ending. Warhammer Online, Wrath of Heroes, haven't played it, don't want to play it, wouldn't dare play it. Command & Conquer Generals 2, haven't played it, wouldn't want to play it, wouldn't dare play it. Dragon Age Inquisition, piece of shit. Shadow Realms, piece of shit. Mass Effect Andromeda, best of the Mass Effect games. Anthem, the best game that BioWare's ever made. You're damn right I just said that. I don't care how many of you don't like Anthem. I fucking love Anthem. Has a good story, has a little bit of comedy, has a cheesy bad guy, has a great, open world thing that you can fly around in. Absolutely stupendous. Best game BioWare ever made. And lo and behold, it's the game that no one plays anymore. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Well, it's just Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 stuck into one little package. Piece of shit. Dragon Age The Veilguard. Haven't played it. Don't want to play it. Will never play it. And the new Mass Effect game that they're making. Haven't played it, obviously. Wouldn't dare play it, obviously. And don't give a fuck about it. Obviously. This is why I simply cannot stand the Fallout series of video games.
That treasure here on Nelly Island. How's that sound?
I told you not to mention that in front of Saejima.
The Esperanza.
So I will be remiss, dear viewers, if before I tear the Fallout games a new butthole, if I didn't tell you a little bit about these games. So let's do that in the only way I know how.
Of course.
Badly. Fallout first appeared all the way back in 1997, a year I remember fondly as the year the movie Titanic came out. Did you know, dear viewers, that I saw the movie Titanic 27 times in the cinema and managed to inconspicuously masturbate, I mean cry my eyes out, during 17 of those particular cinema screenings? In fact, that's the very reason I have a criminal record today. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about the bollocks that is the Fallout series of video games. So the first one released in 1997. The second one released in 1998. Fallout 3 released in 2008. New Vegas, which appears to be everyone's favorite game in the series, released in 2010. And Fallout 4 released in 2015. Now please note, most of my criticisms to this series of video games will be thrown at Fallout 4, because it is the game that I very unfortunately, very sadly, sank 70 hours of my precious time into. Time that would have been better served interfering with myself anally, using a copy of the Sun newspaper. And for those of you abroad who don't know what the Sun newspaper is, it is, well, a newspaper that used to have naked women on page 3. Sadly, it doesn't have that anymore because there was an epidemic of old gentlemen masturbating in their local newsagents. At least that's the story I tell everyone. Now, the reason we probably don't get naked pictures on page 3 anymore is because it's misogynistic or degrading to women or makes your wife jealous or some such nonsense. Again, we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about Fallout. And let's get started. Why do I not like this series of video games? First of all, it started off as one of those top-down isometric video games, which I simply cannot stand, so we don't need to say any more about that. It continued with that kind of formula into Fallout 2, which again I could not bloody stand. All the way into Fallout 3, which released for my beloved PlayStation 3, and this game is very much like Fallout 4. Looks like complete and utter arse, plays like complete and utter arse, has a story about as exciting as trying to read the fucking Braille version of Pride and Prejudice.
Can hardly blame
And you might be thinking, oh, OCG though, Fallout 4 came out in 2015. That game must have surely looked stupendous on the PlayStation 4. To which I say, go back and look at the early gameplay of this bloody game, and you tell me if it looks good or not. Spoilers, it doesn't. Looks like arse. It has more bugs than fucking Cleopatra Snatch would these days. You know, because she's dead, so... And probably mummified, I have no bloody idea. So these games all deal with the same old bullshit, there's some nuclear holocaust or some such nonsense. You wake up and then have to team up with certain factions, including men wearing armor and a detective who somehow fucking lost his nose, and other some such ruffian groups. I don't pay attention. So these games have you traipsing over some quote-unquote open world, talking to characters, which plays out very much the way that the Mass Effect cutscenes do, where your character just stands fucking still, looking like a mannequin, talking to some other geezer who was also standing still, looking like a mannequin, and you can make little dialogue choices which may or may not make a difference to the game. In my case, it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever, because it doesn't make the story any more exciting, it doesn't make the visuals any more better, and it doesn't make my time with the game feel like anything but a complete and utter waste of my bloody time. Yes, you can customize a character, yes, you can play as a man or a woman, but you can do that in a million other video games. That's not something that Fallout invented. I'll tell you what else Fallout didn't invent: the toaster. Because that was invented by Mr. Toaster back in the 18th century. I have no bloody idea. What I'm trying to say is the Fallout games do absolutely nothing different, nothing revolutionary, nothing groundbreaking. They just simply are. Fallout 3 came out, people loved it. Fallout New Vegas came out, people seem to love that even more, but I'm not playing it. Fallout 4 came out at a time when we had such amazing looking video games like the Batman Arkham series and Metal Gear Rising Revengeance and Max Payne 3 and Bayonetta. And then along comes this archaic-looking piece of shit, Fallout 4, which looks in worse condition than my grandmother's snatch after she attended that orgy all the way back in 1899. And don't even get me started on that other piece of shit that Bethesda made, the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, or whatever the hell it's called. We will get to that piece of shit in another video. I'm probably losing more and more of you as this video goes on. So, let's wrap up. Do I enjoy the visuals of these games? No. Do I enjoy the stories of these games? No. Do I enjoy the dialogue choices in these games? No. Do I enjoy the shooting in these games? No. Do I enjoy having to team up with different factions in these games? No. Do I enjoy the characters in these games? No. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? Fallout, Fallout 2, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, and probably any future Fallout game that they release will no doubt be a complete and utter piece of dog shit. Why I love gaming.
But when it comes down to it, he's just a
There's a question I always get asked at gaming conventions, dear viewer. Why do you love video games, OCG? And that's a very good question. And it is one with a very long, very drawn out, very profanity-ridden answer. So indulge me, dear viewer, as over the next 1,234 videos, I will try to answer that very question. I'll share with you anecdotes, little comedy skits, terrible jokes that would make even your dead relatives groan, and most importantly, I'll tell you stories about my life. And I promise that at least some of them will be actually true. And no, there won't actually be 1,234 videos, so calm down, pull your trousers and or skirt up. No one wants to see the contents of your underpants, least of all me. Well, not right now. Maybe later. Part 1. A baby born with a mustache. I was born a very long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Well, maybe not all that far away. Depends on where you are, dear viewer. There was nothing that remarkable about my birth, apart from the fact that I had the smallest, largest set of genitals the midwife had ever seen, and sported a wonderful mustache. Yes, just like the baby in Addams Family Values. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, rectify that right now. Yes, that's what I said, Bertram. Rectify. Anyway, I was born to two wonderful parents with equally wonderful professions. My father was the owner of a local theater, brothel, and my mother was an actress. Prostitute. My early years could be described as uneventful, but that would be a lie. By the age of 4, I had already burnt down the family house, shaved 5 cats, and concocted at least 4 plans to take over the world. My favorite was, I shouldn't tell you in case I decide one day to put that plan into action, but let's just say it involves zombies, lubricant, and a lot of exploding sex toys. Yes. Anyway, fast forward a few years to Christmas Day, 1980, who cares? And I received my first ever game console, the Sega Master System. I think I was given an Atari prior to that, but not knowing what the hell it was, my adolescent self did what it did with a lot of things it didn't recognize. It ate and or tried to insert the item rectally. So the least said about the Atari, the better. Now the Master System came preloaded with a game. Remarkable, I know. Nowadays, you'll be lucky if your console even comes with a bloody box. Never mind a game already installed on it. Anyway, Master System. Preloaded with a little game called Alex the Kid in Miracle World. Or was it Alex Kidd in Miracle World? Never mind. It was a piece of garbage, but somehow it started my very long love affair with video games. So I'd play Alex the Kid, garbage, Sonic the Hedgehog, not so garbage, but that damn jungle level. What the fuck? Oh, and I'm talking about the Master System version of Sonic. You see, back then, games would often release on different systems, and they would be radically different to one another. So the Master System Sonic was very different to the Mega Drive, or Genesis, for all my American viewers out there. All 2.5 of you. You see, one of them is a paraplegic. Heads 2.5. Batman Returns, Alien 3, Castle of Illusion. These games were all a little bit more bollocks on the Master System. Oh yes, it's common knowledge that all video games back in 1980 Who Cares and early 1990 Zero Fucks Given looked like arse, but it was all we had. The Master System did have a couple of games that didn't appear on the Mega Drive, like Vampire, Master of Darkness, or The Lucky Dime Caper, starring Donald Duck. I like that one. Or even that Alex the Kid garbage I mentioned twice earlier. Well, wait a minute. Bertram wants to ask a question. Yes? My favorite Master System game? Ooh. I'd say either Psycho Fox or Land of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. What? You've never heard of Psycho Fox? Oh, it's a splendid little platformer where you play as, well, a fox. Luckily, not a fox who enjoys dressing up as his dead mother, but a cute, cuddly fox. Check it out, Bertram. In fact, check out all of the games I've mentioned. That goes for you as well, dear viewers. Stop touching yourself, dear viewers. It's not that kind of video. What the hell was I talking about before? Oh, yes. So, the Master System would lead me onto the Sega Mega Drive, the Sega Game Gear, and the Super Nintendo. Ah, what a time to be alive. If you were dead at that time, dear viewers, then you have my sympathy. Games like Sonic, Disney's Aladdin, Super Mario World, World of Illusion, The Lion King, The Adventures of Batman and Robin, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Shinobi. Oh my god, Shinobi. Maximum Carnage, Earthworm Jim, RoboCop vs. the Terminator. Video games took over my life. I didn't want to go outside and play with the peasants. I wanted to stay cooped up in my room, like the antisocial little bastard I was. I mean, I did let Edwin play occasionally. Oh, so sorry. Should have said, Edwin is my older brother. He's a prick with a penchant for having sex with other people's cattle, but apart from that, he's splendid. I did have other hobbies like drawing or painting or writing, but video games. Video games were what got me up early in the morning or make me go to bed at all hours of the night. In fact, sometimes I'd stay up for 36 hours doing nothing but playing video games. Haha. Though, that's happened more when I got into my teenage years. Curse my prepubescent body and its need to rest. Now, I had the usual childhood struggles like what was better, Cocoa Pops or Frosties? Or sometimes I'd lock myself in my room and wonder, where the hell did Father get that chainsaw? And why was he trying to flush Mother's head down the toilet? But you see, dear viewers, video games distracted me from thinking about all of that. Oh, by the way, on a serious note, if you have any information regarding the disappearance of my mother, you can contact Scotland Yard on 0800 360 something something something. The point I'm making is, I was hooked. Some children love sports, some love crafts, some love torturing insects, but I loved video games. Video games couldn't hurt me, or betray me, or make me do the dishes, or make me cry myself to sleep at night. Not that I ever did that. Well, not that often. Maybe only 8 times a week. What do you mean there's only 7 days in a week, Bertram? Bollocks! Don't you dare lie to me, Bertram.
Ah, hello there, you beautiful bastards. As you might know by now, I'm pretty infamous. I run my own little YouTube channel focused on gaming. So there's reviews, commentary, all manner of degradation, delivered in my rich British accent, and it's bloody hilarious. I'd like to ask you to go through my channel with a fine mustache comb. And if you like what you see and hear, then please consider subscribing. I deserve it, and my ego will thank you. No, seriously, dear viewers, my views and subscription rate is pathetic. The homeless chap down the street from here is doing better than I am. And he eats insects.
Did you really need to put this in the middle of a live stream?
Yes, I did, Bertrum. Now, if you'll excuse me, Bertrum, I'm going to put something inside myself whilst we continue to play this game.
You like it? Oh, hell yeah! What to pick? What to pick? Maybe this one?
Yosh, ikuyo!
Hey, Captain.
Hey, sailor.
This place is try opening your eyes when you walk into the Ain't even worth my time. Time to spill some blood! Full speed ahead! Good stuff! Full speed ahead! dance partners. Tanger's up, Joe! Huh?
Huh?
Unfortunately, that brings this part to an end, ladies and gentlemen, but don't you worry, you lucky bastards. You can catch the next part on this very channel, so if you enjoyed this little video of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down, but please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming.
Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.